Warning! The following video may contain harsh language, crude humor, and may offend unintentionally, and is an affiliate of Scythering Productions. The opinions and comments expressed do not reflect those of the Scythering team. All credit and criticism shall be warranted to TWS Productions. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of That Wrestling Show.
Yeah, because I'm here. Usually I'm not on the show, but tonight we watched something that was so bad, I had to show up.
Okay, tonight we decided out of sheer curiosity to watch the Alternative Brands WrestleMania, as BM mentioned it.
The alternate WrestleMania.
The alternate WrestleMania. If you can't afford to go see WrestleMania, you can afford to see Bound for Glory.
Couple of things before we get started on this review. Number one, we both watched Bound for Glory out of boredom rather than out of genuine interest. We're wrestling purists. We should be watching professional wrestling for interest's sake, not out of boredom. Number two, I mentioned to him that they had a packed house. It looked full, and it was. Then he mentioned it was about a 5,000-seater. Ow.
I mean, if you looked at we'll get to the crowd in a moment, but I don't know what the hell the problem was tonight, but this is their WrestleMania. All I gotta say is they had a wonderful opening promo package.
And three.
That'll be the only positive thing I say.
This is the most disturbing thing of all. This is their WrestleMania. Not one wrestler, or not one anything, got any pyro.
Or any kind of smoke, or special entrance, or...
Oh no, that was a special entrance, but we'll get to that later.
I mean, it was like you were watching an extension of Impact, just...
You were watching Monday Night Raw.
You were watching Monday Night Raw, basically. I mean, the production value has gone up, but at the same time...
No!
Nothing!
It should have been pyro.
Okay, well, the first match on the card that we had was the X Division match between Brian Kendrick, or I should now call him Brian Aladdin Kendrick, going up against Austin Aries. I really got no complaints about this match. It was a pretty good opener, pretty good X Division match. Aries gets the win. That's alright, that's cool, and that's the only highlight of this show.
This was a pretty good match. I came in maybe, how long? 3 minutes
3 or 4 minutes in.
So I saw most of this match. This match was really good. Kendrick did some pretty cool shit. Aries is always doing some pretty cool stuff. There may have been a botch or two, but it's TNA. We let it slide. But the crowd was alive for this. This was a good match. This was a good way to get the crowd into it, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and the crowd was legitimately alive for this match.
And this is where we kind of get the downfall. We get, for the 8,295th time, Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. The story going into it is that Jerry Lynn is jealous of the fact that RVD is better than him. We're having a Metal Mayhem match, which was explained to me that it was a cage match with metal objects around it. There was no cage. There were no metal objects, with the exception of a ladder and a chair.
And the railing.
And the railing that they didn't use. This match, I'm sorry to say, but for the 8,298th time, it was definitely no Steamboat versus Ric Flair. This wasn't even on the caliber of John Cena R-Truth. It really wasn't all that stupendous, let me say. And for the record, anyone that tries to do a sunset flip on any object, don't.
From the inside to the outside.
Just don't do it, because
it's never worked.
It doesn't work.
Taz made a comment in this match that made me want to reach into my monitor and slap the shit out of him. They're in Philly. That's... Yeah, okay.
A wrestling crowd.
They're in... Maybe that explains why they were fucking dead.
They paid to see wrestling and they got TNA.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, he mentions the fact that they're in Philly. It's RVD, it's Jerry Lynn, and there's weapons everywhere. Have I gone back into a time loop? No, you fucking haven't. Because your fans would be alive. Your wrestling would be good. Your spots would make sense. And RVD and Jerry Lynn would be something that we're not tired of seeing. Unfortunately, all of those things were false. The crowd was dead. They only chanted ECW when an extreme spot happened.
And they missed.
And believe me, I've seen more extreme spots out of IWA Mid-South. There were so many just fucking miscues in this match. And this match had potential to be good because Hardcore Justice last year with RVD and Jerry Lynn.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Didn't these guys just fucking wrestle? But anyway, that match was alright. That match was pretty good. No, that match didn't happen. That match didn't happen. That was with Sabu. Excuse me. So maybe that's why Jerry Lynn didn't show up to Hardcore Justice last year.
I don't know what happened with this match. I mean, for what it was worth, it was okay. But this wasn't RVD Jerry Lynn from 1997. In fact, this was like Jerry Lynn versus RVD 2056. I mean, it was...
This would be like if Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat wrestled on a night where none of them gave a shit or knew how to wrestle.
They'd still put on a better match.
Well, yeah. But this was pathetic. I expected a lot more out of RVD and Jerry Lynn, and here's the shit kicker. RVD gets the win again. So what is the...
What does Taz say? Go ahead, tell him what Taz said.
So what is the point of the story that Lynn is jealous and then he beats the shit out of RVD? And then he says, oh, there's that mutual respect. And what happens between the two? This! What happened? Continuity! Not in my fucking wrestling, or not in fucking TNA. That's for goddamn sure. I mean, if you're gonna build up on the story of Jerry Lynn being pissed off with Rob Van Dam because he always gets the glory, I understand that. That's fine. But have Jerry Lynn go over. I think they've wrestled 597 more times than Hulk Hogan and Sting, yet Jerry Lynn hasn't fucking won a single time. It's like Tommy Dreamer and Raven, but the feud won't end.
I give up with this feud. I'm done. Jerry Lynn and RVD can go away. At this point, they can just go away.
Oh, and there were ECW chants. Why?
Because they just don't want to give it up. Just ECW's dead. TNA destroyed ECW. Get over it. I mean, as good as ECW was, if 3,000 people watch it, it doesn't equate to 300 million. The next match on the card, I believe, was the metal... No, it was
That was the Metal Man.
No, it was Kennedy and Bully Ray.
No, it wasn't that early, I don't think. I cannot remember. I just saw this pay-per-view.
No, it was the Knockouts match.
Oh my god!
Okay, at first I was happy for the Knockouts match, then I was confused, then I was extremely pissed off. Not because Winter lost. I got no problem with Winter losing the title. It's the fact that I didn't get the rules.
Okay.
Now, they didn't explain this at all. From what I gathered, it was a fatal four-way, but two people start.
Why?
Okay, now, hold on. I pointed this out to BM. When someone gets thrown out of the ring, a new person comes in. That's Mexican Lucha Libre rules. That's cool. But it's one fall to a finish.
So what the fuck are there people doing in the corner?
So how the fuck does that work? So what if Velvet Sky was on the outside the entire match, 1, 2, 3, and she didn't wrestle at all? How the fuck does that work?
That's not a fatal four-way match. It
was a clusterfuck. The whole match was a clusterfuck. And somehow, Madison Rayne gets beaten by Velvet Sky. Well, it was Velvet Sky, right?
Yes,
that's by Velvet Sky.
That's the only reason why I'm happy.
And she wasn't even legal.
Well,
one, two, three.
Technically, they're all legal. But this is TNA, where nothing makes sense. I'm going to try and explain this to the best of my ability.
I don't get it.
Because I was paying attention to this match, because there are 3 people involved that I fucking love. Mickie James, Winter, and Velvet Sky. So my attention was actually focused. Mainly on Velvet Sky's ass.
I gave up 3 minutes in.
I can't explain this. I really can't. I'm legitimately trying.
A fatal four-way with tag-outs.
But when one woman gets thrown out of the ring, another one comes in. Normally that would be alright if it was elimination style, but no, it's one fall. And then he mentions that Winter loses because Velvet Sky pins Madison Rayne, but neither one of them were legal, but it's a fatal 4-way match, so technically they're all legal, but they have to be tagged in to be legal. You see why this doesn't make sense?
A clusterfuck of a match. Just the knockouts, you know what, fuck them. I'm done with all, fuck it. Just another match, just throw away. Just throw it away. Throw it away.
It could have been good. It could have been really good.
And this had the potential to steal the show. But they said, oh shit, no, we can't make Angle look like shit, so we're gonna make the women look like shit.
This reminds me of, Victory Road 2009, 2010, when they had that one tag match that was really good, and then they said, no, we gotta fuck this up too. That's what this could have been. So, Velvet Sky wins.
It was like match concepts put into one. It's like if you took a ladder match, a cage match, a Hell in a Cell, and an Inferno match and put them together. It wouldn't work.
I said that this, I believe I said that this was the most fucked up match I've seen since the Reverse Battle Royal.
This was fucked up, and I'm sorry for all the women that tried, but no one knew what the fuck they were doing. And let's face it, you can't blame them, it's TNA. I don't know who wrote the rules for this match, but I was lost.
And fucking Karen Jarrett.
I've seen Japanese women death matches. Those are easy to figure out. This, I was confused.
And this is what really... This is the shit kicker on this match. Yeah, I'm going to be using that a lot, because there's shit kickers on every fucking match, except for the X Division match. Karen Jarrett as the special referee. So, who is winner's bitch right now? Angelina Love?
I think.
Have you noticed also that since the beautiful people have split up, they've still all been around the fucking title? Anyway, so winner's knocked down in the corner by Mickie James. Angelina Love hands her her tablet, her fucking, blood capsule or whatever. We see this coming a mile away. Mickie James is arguing with Karen Jarrett here. Winter's down here. Winter's gonna come get up. And, Mickie James is gonna dodge the spit. And Karen's gonna get hit. And this takes like fucking 3 hours to do. And Karen Jarrett is supposed to be one of the most hated people in TNA. So she gets hit with the poison mist. I'm going to call it that because that's what it fucking is. She gets hit with the poison mist. Why does the crowd not pop? Because they don't fucking care. They're in Philly. They're in a wrestling town. They paid for wrestling, and they're getting TNA. So Velvet Sky wins. Yay!
We think?
Yeah, and I should be happy. My friend said mark out moment, and I says not as much as it should.
You know what this felt like? It's like when CM Punk beat John Cena at SummerSlam. We were like, yay!
Yes.
But we were like, but wait, why are we yaying? Cena's foot was on the rope, and wait.
We'll get
yeah,
on that.
It's kind of one of those moments where you go, yay, but no.
Next is the match of the night for comedy's sake. It's fucking Bully Ray gotta be the worst promo in TNA.
I raped the people of Philadelphia. I've been raping them for years.
Versus fucking Mr. Anderson. Okay?
An asshole.
He says that he's been okay. I exploit the people of Philadelphia. I'm like, okay, this has potential to be good. I'm raping their fans. We now have Bully Ray the Rapist, okay? And he's wrestling against Mr. Anderson, who is the lead asshole in a group of assholes. So if Bully Ray wins, he just raped an asshole in front of 5,000 more assholes. And this is the second no disqualification match, because this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. And these guys use more metal than in the Metal Mayhem match. For what it's worth, this match was alright.
It was okay. I mean, the spots they did were alright. It's just that they used more metal than the Metal Mayhem match. I mean, I really don't care for Mr. Anderson, and I care less about Bubba Ray. In fact, I think I could have masturbated with broken glass and gotten more pleasure out of this, but...
No, not after the Bubba Ray comment.
I mean, when you mention rape and you find a guy who goes with the...
Who's an asshole?
As an asshole, that rape and asshole should not be in professional wrestling at all.
And they're in the same fucking ring.
So, the spot of the night is Bully Ray is on the table, on the floor. Here's Mr. Anderson. He does the Kenton Bomb and misses.
No, he hits it.
Now, I love how the announcer's like, oh, he got him. No, his shoulder got him. The rest of them missed.
Japanese table shows its strength here in Philadelphia, and the fans
don't care.
Oh no, they cared. They cared. They booed the fuck out of this spot. So Kennedy, oh shit, excuse me, Anderson
fucked up.
Actually saves this spot by doing something rather cool. He might checks the son of a bitch through the table. I dig that, and he gets the win. Okay, like I said though. It's rape versus an asshole. I'm sorry. There's no getting around that. I'm never gonna let Bully Ray live this one down.
He's now a rapist, and that tends to be what bullies do. The thing that pisses me off is that
Star?
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Bully Ray already did. Never mind. So what pisses me off is AJ Styles can't beat Bully Ray, but yet Ken Anderson can.
What the fuck?
What's wrong with this company? And speaking of AJ Styles, his match is next.
We get possibly one of the greatest matches of all time in TNA.
No, we don't get that match. We forgot the triple threat match. That's how great this match was.
There was a triple threat match?
Samoa Joe,
oh my god, that's right!
Crimson, and the Blueprint Matt Morgan.
Oops.
To which he pointed out, why isn't Matt Morgan wearing blue tights with white blueprints on the...
Have you ever actually seen legitimate blueprints? They're blue! And they're white! That's what a blueprint is. Blue!
Print!
That makes more sense. But no. Samoa Joe...
What an uninspiring triple threat match. I was bored through this whole
For
thing.
what it's worth, it wasn't a bad match.
And it wasn't spectacular.
No, it wasn't, because we know what happens when we get the Ultimate Warrior versus Hercules. That match better be quick, because those tests of strength can get pretty fucking boring. Excuse me. I'm so fucking mad, and so fucking... my brain cells have been destroyed. Let me try this again.
There's the one way to sum up this match.
When you get the Ultimate Warrior and Hercules, that match better be fucking quick. When you throw Andre the Giant into that mix, that match better be 90 seconds.
It was so not 90 seconds.
This match was Samoa Joe, big motherfucker. Matt Morgan, big motherfucker. Crimson, the homeless man's Goldberg in 10 minutes of boring. And I'm not knocking on any one of them, because they're all talented wrestlers. But they don't mix well. And Crimson gets the win in the most schlocky of, thus far, in the most schlocky victory I've ever seen. Matt Morgan's going for the carbon blueprint, and he misses. Okay, I get that. But then fucking Mike TNA calls it, oh, a running knee lift. No, Joe got out of the way. Crimson hits the fucking spear, which, God, Edge in a wheelchair, rolling, can do a better spear.
I think Mae Young can do a better spear.
And he gets the win. Okay, here's my fucking problem. I pointed out the fact that Crimson is the homeless man's Goldberg. Did you really expect him to lose?
Here's the one thing that can sum up this whole match. Samoa Joe goes for a leg sweep, and Matt Morgan holds his knee. Exactly 13 seconds later, Matt Morgan's on his feet and not holding his knee.
Where's the psychology?
There was no selling in this match. You could have shot Samoa Joe in the dick and he wouldn't sell it. I don't understand what the problem was with this match, but fast forward, we're done.
I think the most it got off the ground was when fucking Matt Morgan tried to do a cross body. And by the way, just for all of you wrestling fans and the people who are trying to get into a wrestling business,
don't watch this.
If this is the rope and this is you, when you jump off to do a cross body, you're supposed to turn in midair. Matt Morgan kind of went, I'm not gonna turn. It just kind of like splashed on him.
You could call it an off-top rope Mongolian chop, I guess, if that's what you were going for. But
I mean, this match wasn't bad because of the talent.
It was just
this
uninspiring.
Match was bad because they don't mesh well. I can't blame them. I can only blame the people who thought this would be a good match.
That would be TNA. And speaking of now, The
Now
match
we
that
get to
this
the
is
AJ match.
This is the match that should have stolen the show. I mean, you could have went home after this match. AJ
You
Styles
should have went home after this match.
AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels for the 519th time in TNA history in an I Quit match.
Okay,
Now,
first of all,
no, I'm gonna go first here.
Okay.
Because this should have been Ric Flair's Ricky Steamboat. This should have been Shawn Michaels' Undertaker. What we got was John Cena, R-Truth. They wrestled like they really didn't care. Yeah, there were some spots in there that were like, ooh, ah, but this was like 14 minutes of just spot. Okay. Chair. AJ turns things around. He grabs the fucking the screwdriver, and all of a sudden Daniel, I quit, I'm done, and leaves. That's like if you're watching fucking Lord of the Rings, it's supposed to be this 3-hour epic, and all of a sudden you hear, none shall pass. Okay, movie over.
what the fuck?
That's like if all of a sudden you hear, I am Luke, I am your father.
All
Okay.
right. I'll go with that.
It was just like, you cut it's like you were having sex with a great girl, and all of a sudden, I'm done. What the fuck happened?
See, this is why I should have gone first, because I was going to start at the video package. Okay, this had a great promo. Unfortunately, this was like, hey, let's keep showing flashbacks of the six-sided ring. When TNA was showing
watchable.
up. When TNA was tolerable. When TNA actually had a chance of being great. Hey, do you remember the glory days? You're not getting that anymore.
No. No.
For what it's worth, this was a good match. Now, the reason why this wasn't a great match is because we've seen it 10,000 times, and we expect this. This is probably off shot, so we expect this because this is what we always get from them, and we got like this, which isn't bad, but it's like we know they can do better. There were a lot of good spots, just good action. You're always going to get a good match out of these guys, but it was an average match, and that's the problem. These guys are better than performing an average match. Although I do like this new Christopher Manson Daniels, because he said he's going to murder fucking AJ Styles in front of these people. That's fucking cool. And thank you for pointing out the loophole in I Quit matches, when he almost slips out the words I quit. He says, oh wait, no. Yeah. Thank you, Christopher Daniels, for always pointing out why The Rock should have lost that match in 1999. Thank you. That's always bothered me.
He should have lost it about 19 times.
Yeah, that's always bothered me. Anyway, so we get to the end of the match. Daniels scurries out like a pussy with a tail between his legs. AJ Styles does his whole thing, and then boom! Christopher Daniels comes out and says, you never beat me! Daniels, did you just forget what you said 2 minutes ago in the middle of the ring?
I think he did. I seriously think he just had like a brain fart in the middle of the match and just said, I quit. I don't think he meant he quits the match.
He quits the company.
He just quits just everything. Just, I quit, I'm done. He didn't quit the match, he just quit TNA. I don't understand. A horrible ending. It shat on the entire match. Why bother having it? Fast forward.
Now we get, oh boy,
to
here comes Jeff Jarrett. And it says, Jeff Jarrett's fucking coming and he wants his fucking company back. And god damn it, I really wish that was true.
Here comes Jeff Hardy.
New entrance! Another Bound for Glory, another new theme song, and he looks like he's fresh out of prison.
Oh wait, so Jeff Hardy says, I got some words for you. Kicks Jeff Jarrett, they have a fight. Here comes security. I swear to God, I've seen some oversells in my life. Security pushes Jeff Jarrett back in the corner. Jarrett pushes the security guard, who goes from the corner of the ring to the fucking floor. Here comes D'Lo Brown.
He gets the biggest pop of the night.
Who got more pops than Hogan did. And they separate these two. This went nowhere. Okay, moving on. And speaking of Hogan, we get the Hogan Sting promo of the year.
Oh God.
We get Hulk Hogan versus Sting, and
fuck.
Well, this was so not. Well,
this was so not Starrcade '97.
This was so not anything, to be honest. We knew Hogan.
Do you want to go first?
Okay, to be honest, Hogan started to beat the shit out of Sting along with Ric Flair's help. Sting said, "Fuck this shit," and stabbed Hulk Hogan. I repeat, he stabbed Hulk Hogan.
Well, Hogan stabbed Sting outside. He tried to Hiroshi Hayes him.
The best part is the fact that Hogan's distracting the referee that they have in their pocket. It's street fighting, so there's no there's no disqualifications anyway. So why distract the referee? But I digress. So Hogan gets placed in a scorpion deathlock, about as convincing as my cat doing it on a stuffed animal. And he taps out. The referee goes, "Well, I really shouldn't." He taps out. The referee goes, "Well, Hogan, we really shouldn't." He taps out. Okay, the match is over. Here comes Flair. Here comes Bischoff. Here comes Immortal. They beat the fuck out of Sting. Sting crawls to Hogan and says, "Help me! Help me!" Hogan rips off his shirt and beats up Immortal. Let me rephrase that. Hulk Hogan beats up Immortal. Let me rephrase that again. Hulk Hogan beats up Immortal. That's like if Ric Flair made the Horseman, which he did, walked up to Arn Anderson and beat the shit out of him, then went to Ole and beat the shit out of him, then went to Tully and beat the shit out of him. No, the leader of a faction does not destroy his own faction. That doesn't make fucking sense.
There were so many things wrong with this match. I was given a statistic by a fellow wrestling fan of ours who stated, and I quote, "In the year 2011, a professional wrestling company has two men wrestling in the main event with a combined age of exactly 110! The professional wrestling industry, starting from the NWA, is not 110 years old. That should fucking tell you something there. Hell, I think the first World Heavyweight Champion was made in 1905. So that would mean that 2005 would be 100 years. 2011 is 106. And Hogan and Sting passed that age by 4 fucking years. Okay.
This was no Great Muta Chono. This was no Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. This was Hogan and Sting in 2105.
Here is my analysis. Number one, why the fuck is Sting wearing a Hulkamania t-shirt?
Item one.
Number two, isn't that Hulkamania t-shirt a WWE made t-shirt?
Point number two.
Why is he wearing blue attire with red gloves?
Point number three.
Why is there a screwdriver in the mat? No, not a screwdriver, a spike. A spike. They tried to Hiroshi Hayes each other, and neither one of them succeeded, because you can ask Great Muta how that's fucking done. That's item 4. Number 5,000. Why are these guys wrestling? What was the fucking point of this? Oh, so Sting can regain control of the company for Dixie Carter. That's like saying, I'm gonna get rid of my chlamydia so I can go out next week to contract syphilis. It's not gonna help me in any fucking way. Either Bischoff and Hogan run this company to fucking hell, or Dixie Carter runs this company to fucking hell. And this is what really pisses me off. I knew as soon as that match was over, face turn coming.
It was coming.
They had a chance to have Abyss come out and beat the fuck out of everybody. Because they showed the camera on Abyss, and he's sitting there at the gorilla position thinking to himself, should I really embarrass myself in front of these people?
He was probably saying, I remember when TNA was good. I already saw the last match. I'm not going out there.
So they teased it. They fucking cock teased it. They're like, maybe Abyss will turn. Maybe Abyss will come and help Sting and be another one of the fucking clowns that Sting has always had. But no, they go with Hulk Hogan. With Hulk Hogan. No, they had potential there with Abyss. They could have had him come out and save everybody. But no, they had to go with fucking Hogan because Hogan had to get his cock stroked some more. They had to. And all of a sudden, because Hulk Hogan rips off a t-shirt, Sting somehow becomes Super Sting, screams at people, and starts fucking decking the shit out of everybody. I mean, wow, there were so many things wrong with this fucking match.
The best part of this whole thing is think of the whole scenario. If Sting wins, he gets the company back for Dixie Carter. If Hogan wins, Sting is gone forever. So the fans were cheering Hogan, but when the match started, they were booing Hogan. But then Hogan, who's supposed to be the bad guy, loses, so Dixie gets her job back, who was booing Hogan, mind you, 2 minutes prior to him tapping out, and then is cheering Hogan for turning face.
Again.
Wait, that's confusing. That's like if Darth Vader was beating the shit out of Luke Skywalker, and then 2 minutes later he threw the Emperor.
Oh.
So, yeah.
The difference there is Vader only made 2 turns. He only turned heel once, and he only turned face once. Hogan has been heel and face in fucking TNA for God knows how long. And my Smark hat was firmly planted upon my skull for this entire fucking match. I did not give a shit about this match, and I love Sting. I did not give a shit about this match at all. The only thing that I found humorous was the fact, and I'm surprised I didn't point this out earlier, that Ric Flair is in a stable called Immortal. Because I legitimately believe that he fucking is.
I think he is immortal.
After sustaining the shit he's had to go through in TNA, how he has not had a cardiac arrest because of how fucking stupid this company is a miracle in itself. This match was like if John Cena and CM Punk wrestled on a night where they forgot how to fucking wrestle, were wrestling in an empty arena, and did not give a shit as to how their performance was. And you know what? That still would have been a far better match.
That would have been a 5-star classic.
I've seen better matches. I'm gonna call these guys out again. I've seen better matches out of IWA Mid-South. I've seen better matches out of fucking JCW. And I can't believe I'm saying that.
Now we get to the main event. We get this heartwarming promo of Robert Roode. He's been on the road for 13 years and he's been away from his family. And 13 minutes later, he loses.
1 minute for every year, I suppose. You know what I find funny about this opening promo is the fact that they're using the "Do Not Try This at Home" theme that WWE used from 2002 to 2004.
They show Kurt Angle leaping off of a cage and missing.
Yeah, as if we wanted to be reminded of that.
I'm training for the Olympics. Bang! That's great right there. And yeah, poor Robert Roode going, I've been away from family and my kids and I haven't fucked in so many years and I want that.
You know what? If Robert Roode had won this match,
I don't think anyone would have cared.
No.
To be 100%.
But here's the thing. It would have made sense. And that's why TNA didn't do it.
Okay, here's what happens, okay? We get no pyro.
None!
No smoke. And it's not necessarily that you need pyro, but it felt like, here comes Robert Roode. Here comes Kurt Angle. Bing, bing. Okay, there's a couple of things.
This is supposed to be their WrestleMania.
There's a couple of things missing. Number one, there's supposed to be, and standing in this corner from Canada, weighing in at 200-something motherfucking pounds, Robert Roode. And in this corner, he weighed in at 256 pounds. He is the defending TNA World Heavyweight Champ. Where the fuck was that?
Hey, at least that was better than fucking Christy Hemme.
Where the fuck was that? It was like, they just get bing. And then we get, in succession, 5 angle slams, 5 crossface, 4 ankle locks, 3 minutes into the match, they're winded. 7 minutes into the match, the straps come off, so you know the match is going to end. And 10 minutes into the match, the fans are like...
This match was rushed.
It was like this was supposed to be like an hour, and they put it like on fast forward times 16. I don't understand what the fuck. It was as if they went to Robert Roode and said, look, you're not winning this belt. I'm not. No, you are so not winning this belt. So, don't even try. And I seriously don't think he tried. And I think they went to Kurt Angle and said, you know you're going to win tonight, so don't even bother trying. And he says, oh, good, because I wasn't going to.
You know, what bothers me is that they didn't even make Robert Roode look good.
Oh, incredible! I mean,
This is Robert Roode. One of the best talents that TNA has. Maybe not in a single capacity just yet, but he's getting there.
They had this video package for the fucker. I mean, a video fucking package.
This would have been like if fucking... We're gonna go way back. We're gonna go back to fucking WrestleMania 8, okay? This would have been like if Bret Hart and Roddy Piper had a 5-minute match and Roddy Piper retained his title and Bret Hart, this wrestling legend, was made to look like shit. Because that is what this match was.
You know what's sad? That match would have still been better.
Not saying that Bobby Roode is a wrestling legend, because he's not, but he is a great athlete. If you want a good main event title match, go watch CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank. Both guys looked strong, they looked good, the match was fucking there.
You want to see a good wrestling match? See John Cena, R-Truth.
No.
Oh, no,
that match belonged on Victory Road. I mean, it looked fucking identical, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I don't understand. This is a world title match. They had 25 minutes to do this match.
And they did it in 13.
And they did it like in 13, 14 minutes. I don't understand.
3 minutes in, they have that stupid spot where they're holding each other up, and then they get up and they do that fisticuffs exchange.
Not
3 minutes into the match.
This isn't the UFC.
5 minutes into the match, Mike TNA calls Kurt Angle groggy. So Kurt Angle is winded in 5 minutes.
And this is a guy training for the Olympics.
In 7 minutes, Kurt Angle pulls down the straps. In 9 minutes, from the 9 to the 12-minute mark, Robert Roode hits about 4 crippled crossfaces. By the way, have you not been watching your fucking wrestling tapes? Angle doesn't tap to the crossface. Angle's kicked out of it 7,000 fucking times. That completely devalues the crippled crossface as a finishing hold, because he's put away guys left and right with this hold, blah, 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 blah. If you go back and you do your wrestling tapes, Benoit's put away guys, blah, 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 blah. He puts it on in 5 times, and Kurt Angle shrugs it off like nothing fucking happened. And then we get
4 ankle locks.
4 fucking ankle locks. One of my friends called the Angle Slam the non-finishing finisher. Yes.
Even though that got the win tonight.
No, it didn't. No, it fucking didn't. I'm gonna get to that in a second. He hits probably the 84th Angle Slam of the night. All done by Angle at this point. And we get the 1, the 2. Okay, first of all, he hooks both legs and Kurt Angle's got the rope. Okay, he's cheating. I can dig this. 1, 2, 3. We get a deliberately delayed 3 count.
It's like the referee went, wait. Oh, yeah.
I think
this is supposed to suck.
I think on the replay, I believe it showed like Angle's hand smacking Hebner in the face, causing the delayed 3 count, so he wouldn't see the shoulders and make the 3 count. But by the way, that is a terrible referee's job. I mean, of course it's a fucking Hebner who screws this up. But you don't count somebody when you can't see their shoulders. That was who wrote this? Russo. Of course he fucking did. And of course he thinks this is a great, fantastic idea. Oh my god.
You know what scares me? They just hired Bruce Pritchard. So it really makes me wonder if this was his idea. Okay, to wrap this whole thing up, let me just say this, okay? For those of you that spent money for this show,
I'm sorry.
I hope you got your money's worth. Go join the Taliban, because at least they get shit done right. The crowd, I don't know where the fuck these sounds were coming from. I don't know who they paid to chant the crowd through the whole night.
And this is what's sad, the only chants that were not piped in were the Hogan chants. That's sad. Now, one more thing.
These were the fans the entire night. Even if Bobby Roode would have won, they would have went, hey!
One more thing. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I miss Don West on commentary. That son of a bitch, no matter how fucking stupid he was, got excited for what was happening in the ring. You would figure that Taz would have a raging Brooklyn hard-on for the Jerry Lynn RVD match, and he didn't even fucking care. He didn't fucking care.
Nope.
He didn't care for the Bubba Ray match. He didn't give two shits about the fucking AJ Daniels match. Nobody gave a shit in this pay-per-view, with the exception of the opening match. Nobody gave a damn.
And what's really sad is this is their WrestleMania. You didn't see a Bound for Glory banner. You didn't see a Bound for Glory, flag. You didn't see a Bound for Glory turnbuckle or seats or one Bound for Glory sign. You didn't get anything. You just got the Impact Zone with the digital screen in the background that said Bound for Glory.
Brought to you by Direct Auto Insurance. They had to shell that son of a fucking bitch's sponsor in at least 30 times.
Now I know there's some people saying, look, okay, you don't need all the pyro and everything. Okay, ECW had a fan base of about 3,000 people. They at least put the name of their fucking pay-per-view in the fucking ring.
They promoted their pay-per-view.
We at least knew what we were watching.
Not only that, no, you don't need the pyro. But if you're not going to have the pyro, if this is supposed to...
At least have something, like a guy with a sparkler or something.
This is supposed
with a pinwheel.
This is supposed to be their WrestleMania.
At least have a guy fucking a pony or something. It was like I turned on Impact for 3 hours.
This is supposed to be their WrestleMania. This is supposed to be their the grandest stage of them all for TNA. Okay, that's fine. This is supposed to be their big event. It didn't seem like it. The production values were low. And if they're cutting costs, then maybe if the production values are low, let's make the product itself run a little better. That's what ECW did. They didn't have any pyro, they didn't have any of that shit. But they had awesome product. They had product that the people cared about. They had product that the people wanted to tune in to see all the time. TNA, they're going backwards, but they're going backwards so they can hit all the good spots. Unfortunately, they're hitting all the bad ones. And they're not hitting any of the good ones, with the exception of the X Division. And it's sad when fucking D'Lo Brown, the head of security, gets his own chance over Jeff Jarrett, somebody that no one has cared for outside of myself since 1950-something when he was born, and Jeff Hardy, a person that nobody has cared for since September 12th, 2008.
It's not for nothing. I mean, I watch Mexican wrestling. I watch Japanese wrestling. I don't understand what the fuck they're saying. I at least enjoy what I'm watching. This was horrible. This was just so underwhelming. This was so,
Out of 10,
this was horrible.
Out of 10, I have to give this 3 out of 10.
I was going to say, they're lucky to get 3.
Yeah, 3 out of 10, because there were 3 matches that were enjoyable. Because, 2 of the matches were actually kind of good, and the third one had its comedy's sake. Thank you, Bully Ray. I'm never going to let you live that down. But that's it. I mean, the women's match could have been good, but it was a big cluster. There wasn't even a tag team title match tonight, was there?
No, that was the Facebook match.
Nor was there a Knockouts tag match. So much for those titles having merit. They'd rather put on guys that equal 110 years old over titles. So, 3 out of 10 is all I can give this pay-per-view. It had no ambition. No one cared. This was supposed to be their WrestleMania, and it felt like Victory Road.
It felt worse than Victory Road.
Really. And what's funny is that the Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Hardy scuffle was better than Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
You know what the sad thing is? Like he said, this is their WrestleMania. This is their big event. This is where everything that they can do, they should do. There should be blood flying everywhere. There should be tits. There should be asses. There should be pyro. People falling from the scaffolds. There should be, the roof should be falling off. There should be like entrances from Goldberg and the ring should explode. Everything you could do, they didn't. I mean, they didn't even try. And that's sad. And anyone that's going to try to convince me, I mean try to convince me that TNA is getting better, when you have No Abyss, Samoa Joe losing, AJ and Christopher Daniels having an kind of match, and your world title
has no merit
and is done in 13 minutes, it's over. It's done. And that's all I can say about TNA Victory Road. I hope you enjoyed this review, because I sure as hell didn't enjoy watching it. Until next time, I'll see you then.